Hey, my name is Al Joseph, guitar artist out of Los Angeles, California, and this is my brand new signature series model, the AJX Stealth by Kiesel Guitars. Yeah. My journey with Kiesel Guitars starts back in late 2019. A close buddy of mine, Chris Johnson, had invited me out to do his Players Pick podcast. And after we shot the podcast, this dude seemed to be very excited about these particular brand of guitars and to work with this particular brand of guitars. He was bringing one after the other out to me, showing me these beautiful, immaculate finishes and woods and designs, different necks and all that stuff. And we just had a field day with it. So he got the gears turning. Once I got over to the NAMM Convention Center, I get a text from my good old boy, Chris, get your ass over to the Kiesel booth. So I got my ass over to the Kiesel booth and found out that Jeff wanted to meet with me personally, which is really dope and such an honor. You know, he had let me know I'm one of his top 10 guitar players he'd wanted on the roster for a long time. Such an honor to hear that. And we hit it off right away, just on a personal level, on a business level. We tend to agree with a lot of the same things, have a lot of the same philosophies as far as what we should be looking for in a guitar. And I got to meet also the rest of the crew, his family, and it's just been a beautiful relationship ever since, really. So it's been so much fun. I go for three things in a guitar. Number one, it's got to be stylish. Two, it's got to play like a katana. The ergonomics have got to be spot on for me. I want this thing to feel like a sword when I'm playing. It's super easy and buttery to use. And three, it's got to sound fucking amazing. That's what I found in these guitars, right? So once I left the convention center, I had left with this beautiful lavender colored guitar, I would say. It's a Theos. It sounded so good, I just couldn't say no. The playability, the sound, the way that it barked, the character, and the way it brought out a lot of my attitude and dynamics and style. I'm a John Petrucci, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai type of guy, but I'm also really into Brad Paisley, you know, Brett Mason, Mike Stern, right? These types of guys that play Telecaster. It's a middle finger to the status quo, right? To play something that looks and feels more classic, but still plays like a katana. The first model that stuck out to me was the SCB. And the SCB model is great because it gives me that sort of aesthetic while playing like a modern day guitar. What had happened over the lockdown was that I had a lot of time to just order guitars, play through them, test them out, look through them. And for me, it came down to really two guitars. This is like your standard SCB model. However, it's got all the Aries cuts. And the main thing was this armrest right here, okay? I wanted to get that to drop down a little bit lower, just like the Aries model. Still all the same cuts as of the SCB down here, but on the back, we also did a custom dig out here, right on the lower horn, so I can get higher up on that 24th fret. Super easy, super nice. It was already easy to get up on there with the normal SCB model, but we thought we'd add a little bit more comfort to this guy. Getting into some of the specifics here, okay, in the specifications area, we're rocking a Honduran mahogany body, nice and warm, super sweet, to where if I'm playing something super shreddy or super chugging, super gent, it's there, it's super tight. And if I'm playing something more jazzy, more fusiony, it sits right there in the pocket as well. So I love this wood. Honduran mahogany is the highest quality you can get in mahogany out there right now, okay? Moving on to the neck, we're going with the neck through construction here. We're rocking walnut, maple, and walnut here, okay? This is on the base model. You can also get this in the option of a 5-piece in this combination or a 7-piece in this combination. And this guitar comes in a 6-string and 7-string model. The neck wood here, we're going with just plain old roasted maple. These cameras they're 4K, they don't do it justice. You gotta see this in person. It's super beautiful. Thinner neck profile here. It's very close to that of a wizard neck, but not quite as thin, which I like actually, because there's more meat and more tone in this guitar. The fretboard radius is a 14-inch radius. I went with this because I just haven't veered off that path. After trying, I think I have about 15 guitars right now from Kiesel, and I just don't play anything other than the 14-inch radius. I thought about going to 20-inch radius, but the 14-inch radius felt very comfortable for chords, very comfortable for lead. I just have absolutely no problem with it. So why break something that isn't, why fix something that isn't broken, I should say. Stainless steel frets here, and they are jumbo stainless steel frets. Moving on to the hardware. Now the tremolo is a Kiesel 7 tremolo. This also comes in a 6 string as well. Okay, keep that in mind. It's an absolute workhorse. Never breaks down. It's never broken on me. And the thing stays in tune like a beast because it's got this beautiful, huge block back here. You want that for stability, all right? As this floating trem is going between the springs in the back and the tension of the strings, the playability is really nice. And right on the edge here of the pole pieces, we've got 2 pins here at the bottom, and we've got sort of like a rolling action on the top. This is super nice for that flutter and that nice smooth action when you're doing vibrato. And of course, it dive bombs just like a Floyd Rose as far as the range is concerned, in my opinion. Up top here, for the hardware, we've got Kiesel locking tuners. These are at a 19:1 ratio for that ultra fine tuning. Getting into the electronics, damn, this thing's beautiful. We deleted the tone knob, okay? I did that because I wanted to add back some of that raw characteristic that I really love in these pickups. We'll get to that in a moment. We're going with just the volume knob here, okay? Very nice and smooth. It's almost machine-like these. They're super smooth. Same thing with the 3-way switch here, okay? Now, I'll tell you in a minute why I went with the 3-way switch instead of a 5-way blade, but again, very nice and tight. There's no wiggle on this. There's no wiggle. They're super tight, super high quality 3-way switch here. Now, this is something that's proprietary to my signature model, where we went ahead and had all the space up here. One thing I really hate about a lot of coil tap stuff is that I don't really have time to be pulling on knobs and stuff or reaching back behind the arm to try to get to a coil tap sound. Just hit it up here and get back to playing. So this is a coil tap up here that we put, and to what I was saying before, the combination between this switch and this switch gives you 6 different tones instead of 5, like a 5-way blade, okay? It gives you 1 extra tone there. I really like that because that allows me to get really creative with my tones, which you'll hear a lot in my newer music. For the pickups, I went with the Kiesel Lithium pickups. I really love these. In fact, I had a whole other deal with another pickup company. I had to call them back and just cancel the whole thing because I absolutely loved these here. So you get humbucking for the bridge pickup for both and for the neck, and also coil tap for the bridge for both and for the neck. All right. So this is the standard model. Let's go ahead and hear how this thing sounds. I know you've been itching to hear it. We're actually going to hear this with an acoustic simulator, which is one of the tones that I use right now in some of my new stuff, a rhythm chugging sound, and also a full-on high-gain lead sound. the final blow, this is the premium version of my model. It's the same guitar. It really is, with just a few more luxurious things, okay? Number one, the body is still Honduran mahogany, but you're also gonna get this beautiful color to match cap on top of here. There's gonna be a flame maple cap here. And the body is going to be chambered. So that cap on there allows us to add a little bit more resonance to the guitar by chambering out the mahogany in the bottom. So you get a louder guitar, a lot more vocal and dynamic, expressive sound with this one. So this one's definitely a honker, all right? Now, with the neck, because it's painted on the back, actually, for aesthetics and just for overall feel, which is what I like ultimately, we went with a 3-piece maple neck on there, okay? So super sturdy. These necks, all of them come with a dual action truss rod, okay? So it goes up and it goes back, and you can keep it in the middle. I like to keep these just dead in the middle because there's just enough give there, just with a little bit of give, actually, just a tiny little tweak there. You can actually get these really accurate to the way you like them. But for the most part, I like them straight on the neck. And we went with a 14-inch radius on this with a flame maple board, okay? Flame maple board is roasted just to give it just that extra tiger stripe look going through. You can get gold hardware on the premium model. You can get this one also in a 6-string or a 7-string. Let's go ahead and hear how it sounds the same way we did the last one. This is definitely my proudest moment right now in my guitar career. These are all American-made parts. This is made right here in Escondido, California, a couple hours from me. I'm just thanking myself every day I made that move back in 2020 to work with these guys. It's been a great 4 years, going on 5 years, and more to come. If you want one of these, you can check out the Kiesel Builder. There's a whole bunch of colors and combinations that you can do to build your own AJX Stealth. So make sure you call the guys if you have any questions. Hit up the builder. Everything's down in the description right here. Go ahead and have fun and reach out if you have any questions. Until then, much love, guys, and shred happily.